So I promised you a haul in a previous video a few weeks ago where I went to an estate sale and they had an amazing collection of books. I was there on the second day of the sale when they do 50% off, and this company usually does $1 paperbacks, and they were doing $2 hardcovers. I think just because there was a huge collection, because I think I've been to their sales before and sometimes they do $5 for hardbacks. So it can vary, but this sale, I think it would have been already a pretty good deal on the first day for $1 paperbacks and $2 hardbacks, because they had an amazing collection in this home. And I really did have to limit myself because I said I can't buy all of these. It would have been, I did see a couple of people who were doing what I probably would have in my heart desired to do, and they had like the big IKEA bags and they were just systematically going through shelves and shelves and picking out everything they wanted. I kind of wanted to do that myself, but I was like, I can't. I'm not going to read that many books. I don't want a huge collection of books. And that what ends up happening is I end up with like stacks and stacks of books all around my house. So I resisted, but I got some really interesting stuff that I feel like I'm not going to see a lot. So I got them and I'm really enjoying poking through them. So the first set, basically most of what I got at that estate sale were vintage guidebooks. So I showed a little bit of these. These are 1980s guidebooks from mostly London, from the UK. And these are, I like it's reflecting my phone. That's fun. So I enjoy looking through these, through the pictures. Of course, most of the pictures look pretty similar. You'll see like cars in them that look older, but these are ancient buildings and they pretty much look the same that they do now, but it's interesting to look through them. I haven't read a lot of the text yet. I just like flipping through the pictures, but I did find this one picture I'm going to show you that if you've been to London or you've seen recent photos, you know that Piccadilly Circus is it's all digital screens. It's very bright, and the older pictures you can see it was still it was probably pretty bright, but the signs are definitely an older style. And then, like I said, you can see the buses and cars are older models, because this is from almost 40 years ago. So that's what Piccadilly Circus looked like back then. And that's fun to see. So I enjoy flipping through the books like that. There were also a few other guides that I picked up. From obviously this person I'm gonna guess they went to the UK back in the 80s and picked up these guidebooks because they went to very typical places. So I love the British Museum and I love the Rosetta Stone. So I picked up these guides, and I haven't looked through these ones yet, but since I think I just saw the Portland vase. Yeah, this is one of my favorite objects in the British Museum, the Portland vase. So that'll be fun to look through. And then they clearly went to the Dickens house, which I have not been to. So it's on the long list of things to go to. There's just so much to do in London that you can't see it all, even though I was there for a week at one point, and you can't see everything. And finally, I got a couple of books that were Shakespeare, and I'm guessing because this one is about the properties, they probably went up to Stratford, which I also have not been to, but this is higher up on the list. I really want to go to Stratford-upon-Avon and see all the Shakespeare sites, plus Stratford just looks like a beautiful town to visit. It's just never been easy to get there from where I am. If you guys ever want to hear about the places I've been to in the UK and where I like going, I can talk about that, but basically, I try to go to as many places as possible, and even though it's a small country, it can be hard to get to everything you want to do. There's just lots to see there. So I haven't yet been there, but I'll enjoy looking through those, and look forward to maybe seeing Shakespeare's birthplace and Stratford-upon-Avon someday on a future trip. So then the final thing I got at that estate sale, I did buy myself a novel, and I did give in and buy one. And I don't know if this was the right thing to buy. I've never read a Trollope novel, but I looked at it really quickly, 50 cents. Figured I'd pick it up and then maybe it would get me on track to read. I've been wanting to because I watched some adaptations of his novels and they were interesting. So I would like to start reading them, picked this one up, and maybe I'll read this one first. Maybe it's not the right one to start with if it's not the first in a series. I didn't even bother to look. I just figured I'll grab it and see if I like Anthony Trollope. And then, so that's all that estate sale. And then the same day, there was a yard sale with some really nice books. They were moving and they had a lot of kids' books. So I looked through those, and I did end up picking up one item for $1. And it's from the Imperial War Museum. So this is about the Western Front in World War I, but so it comes in this box. But it is a kid's book, and it has a lot of images and easy read text, which is good for me. I mean, I know it's for kids, but it's good for me because then it'll be easy for me to read. And then it's got these interesting primary source papers in it. Let's see if I can pull this out. Yeah, so it's got like these letters, facsimiles of these, so you can read primary sources along with the book. I just thought that was really cool, and I have never absorbed a whole lot about World War I, really. So I feel like I read so much about World War II, as do most people, and I'm having trouble getting this back in there. So when I saw this, and I thought about, I've been doing this participating in Historathon, that I would pick this up, and I will probably save this for the final part of the year when we're reading in the modern period. And this will be probably one of the books I read. Maybe I'll read something more in depth on World War I to go with it. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. But thought it was a great pickup for $1. I'm sure I'll enjoy reading it and learning something from it. And then finally, just from a more recent yard sale, just a little pickup that's not a book, but I don't know if you guys like when I flip things around. When I pick up journals, I feel like most of us who read like to write, like to jot things down. So I found this at a sale with some other Vera Bodley stuff, which I will buy sometimes and resell. So I did buy this thinking I'll put this on my reselling, and if it sells, that's good. I feel like a lot of stuff I buy for this reason at yard sales, I say if I can sell it online and make money off of it, that's great, but I can always use a little notebook with a little pen, and I like the pattern, and it's got some different types. One's lined, one's unlined here. So that would be great for jotting down notes, which I like to do. So I like picking up journals and pens and stuff like that at yard sales. And to me, that kind of goes part and parcel with being a reader. So I thought I'd share that. And that's one of my yard sale pickups for this past week that I really was happy to find. I thought it was great. So that's my haul of my recent yard sale finds and recent estate sale finds. So I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for being here. As usual, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.